ask you, because I see you already have the Hall of Fame jacket behind you. How did you find out about this?
Well, I tell you what, I was doing a show on the cruise, on the ship. And I don't know where we were at, but it was in that water out there someplace. and the Mo Bandy came up, and he's a member of the Texas Hall of Fame. And he came up, and the Moore sisters was there with us as well, and they knew all about it. I mean, I guess they were the ones probably putting the help to put it together. But Mo Bandy said, "Hold it, stop the show, hold it, hold everything." He said, I'm going to take over from here. And he did. He said, and he told about the time when him and I did a show about several years back, and he left his jacket at the show, and so I went ahead and took it so that when I saw him later, I could give him his jacket back, right? So later on, I gave him his jacket back, and now he said, I brought you a jacket. And that's how it got started. He brought this jacket out. And I didn't understand what he was saying to start with, because I thought maybe he was talking about my big brother Lefty. And I was going to tell him that that I had already helped Lefty get into the Texas Hall of Fame. So I just thought he had it mixed up, But no, he didn't have it fixed up. He said, no, you are going into the Texas Hall of Fame. And what a surprise. Absolute surprise.
And now tell me, I don't believe you were actually born in Texas, but you've got strong Texas ties, do you not?
Well, I tell you what, how that kind of worked was my dad's family lived, mom and dad and all of them lived in El Dorado, Arkansas. And there was 9 of us kids. So Daddy followed the oil wells from, he finished this one, he'd go to the next one, he'd drag us along with him everywhere he went. And we was all over Texas. We lived all over Texas. We lived in New Mexico. He ended up a few years later on the Santa Barbara off the coast out of Santa Barbara, California. So we followed everything all the way through. But what would happen was that Mama would get pregnant, and then they would go over to El Dorado, Arkansas, have the baby, and then go back to Texas. So I was just there and gone, So I feel very Texas, I can tell you that.
So you really are kind of that definition of, I wasn't born in Texas, but I got here as fast as I could.
I was here overnight. I was there overnight. And I tell you what, of course, my brother Lefty was born in Corsicana. One of my sisters was born in Cooper, Texas. All over town. All of us kids. My mom was from Sulphur Springs, Texas. Greenville, Texas. We lived everywhere. So no, I have to just say that you're right. I might not have been exactly, but I was the next day. I was there the next day.
And you mentioned earlier, Lefty already, being inducted into the Hall. What does it mean now for you to be inducted?
I don't know if I got over the surprise yet. It's just we've been doing a lot of stuff with Lefty, trying to, do this and that for Lefty for a long time. I actually wrote a book, his biography, all this kind of stuff. But for it to happen to me, it's just now is kind of sinking in, I guess. And I'm used to things happening for him, and helping him with that, and it's wonderful. I mean, I'm very blessed to be able to be involved with it. But for it to happen to me is a whole different story now. And that's a different thing. Uh-oh. I think we kind of lost you there somewhat. Oh, I can't hear you right now. But
how about now?
Oh, I got you now.
There you go. Okay. Technology can be a little funny sometimes. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Especially with me, it definitely is.
No worries at all. No worries at all. And, my next question would be, what are you up to these days? Because I'm just curious, you just got back from a country cruise with a lot of other great artists. What are you doing these days?
Well, I tell you what, we once again we're starting to tour again. That pandemic thing kind of put a stop to everything. And I tell you, one of the worst things about that was, other than friends of mine getting it and so forth, was the fact that my music, I wasn't able to go out and play my music. I've never had that happen in my life. I mean, I've been playing music since I was 7, 8 years old. I had a radio show when I was 9 years old in Kermit, Texas. But I've never had my music taken away from me. I was always been able to go out somewhere and somebody wanted to hear me play, somewhere, and I've been all over the world doing that. And so now everything's coming back a little bit, a lot of actually a lot. And I'm really thankful that it is. And I've been able to get out, and on that cruise here recently, all last week, I got a chance to be just seeing all my friends, all my other artists that I've, just been around forever. Jimmy Fortune, T.G. Shepherd, T. Graham Brown, all the T's, they were all was out there. And we just had a great time. We had some of the greatest musicians in the world with us. And we just had a great, so I'm back. David Frizzell is back. And we're getting ready to go on all kinds of different tours that's coming up. But I tell you what, this is the most outstanding thing that's obviously, other than getting on Columbia Records a couple of different times, working with my brother Lefty on them early days, working with the great Johnny Cash, for heaven's sakes. All those people, I got the chance to meet them at a very early age, work with them all out there at a very early age, and I learned the trade from watching Johnny Cash, June Carter, Bill Andrews, all the great people, George, all the great people. I've had a chance to work with them all my life. And I've been very, very blessed, and there's no doubt about it, but I'm blessed again. I'm back.
Excellent. You will be in Carthage. You'll be in Carthage, Texas, come this August to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. And we really look forward to seeing you here.
I will be there, and I'll be just so excited that that it's all going on. And I was excited when I was there in Lefty's name. I'll be just as excited now, maybe a touch even more. I don't know. Might be a little bit more. We'll see what happens. But I really thank everybody for bringing this to me. It's just hard for me to believe. It'll sink in eventually, and it'll definitely be sunk in by the time I get back down to Carthage.
Excellent. Well, David, I appreciate you taking some time to talk with me this afternoon. Congratulations, and I look forward to seeing you when you come to East Texas this summer.
I'll be looking for you on my way into town.
Please
See
do.
you, pal. Bye-bye now.
Take care, David.
Thank you for everything, pal.
Yes, sir. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.